Straight to the point. Is the Toyota CHR a reliable vehicle? Well, the Toyota CHR is a small SUV that stands out, is fun to drive, and is affordable to run. It is also ideal for people who frequently lose their vehicle in a parking lot because it stands out. Some small SUVs are little more than hatchbacks with some extra plastic parts and a slightly raised suspension. Not so with the Toyota CHR, which stands for Coupe High Rider and resembles a vehicle from the Jetsons. While the Toyota CHR's angular headlights, strongly creased sides, and swooping coupe-like roofline give it a sportier appearance than a conventional boxy SUV, you do get a lot of chunky black plastic bumpers and side skirts. The vehicle now has new head and taillights, scrolling LED indicators, new front and rear bumpers, and a facelift for 2019, making it even more striking. You can choose the GR Sport model of the CHR if you want it to have a sportier appearance. With this, you get 19-inch wheels, a bigger front grille, and a deeper bumper in the back. When you climb inside, you'll find that the Toyota CHR's interior is just as flashy as its exterior. In 2019, soft-touch plastics were used on the inside of the front doors, which made the quality slightly better. If you're willing to pay a little more, you can also get the opulent Alcantara sport seats on GR Sport models. The dashboard is covered in trim that extends from the front doors all the way across, and there are a lot of embossed plastics that look like the diamond pattern grille on the CHR. Sadly, all of the plastics in the rear seat and the lower third of the dashboard are hard, despite the fact that some of these surfaces feel lovely and soft. Having said that, the Toyota has a solid feel to it, so it's unfortunate that the infotainment system doesn't perform as well. You can use your smartphone's controls instead of Toyota's system because Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are now standard. The Toyota CHR also lacks the same amount of space as the Tiguan. Although there is ample room for tall adults in the front, the car feels rather dark and dingy in the back due to the small rear windows and sloping roofline. Additionally, the boot is significantly smaller than almost all other SUVs of the same size. The Toyota CHR handles twisty roads surprisingly well, but it isn't quite as relaxing to drive as the Peugeot 3008. You can blame that on the rather intrusive noise from the wind and tires. Your passengers shouldn't have any reason to get car sick because it has a lot of grip and barely leans in tight corners. Although neither the 1.8-litre nor the 2.0-litre petrol-electric hybrid engines of the Toyota are particularly sporty, they are both reasonably smooth and provide acceptable gas mileage. It's a pity that the standard CVT automatic gearbox forces the engine to make an annoyance when you accelerate quickly. What is the Toyota CHR's cost? The retail price of a Toyota CHR ranges from £29,920 to £37,940. With cash, prices start at £26,732. The first month's payment is £291. There are plenty of other options for the Toyota CHR, which is priced and equipped more similarly to the Peugeot 3008 and VW Tiguan than it is to the more budget-friendly Seat Ateca and Nissan Qashqai models. In the sea of mid-sized SUVs, its hybrid engines and excellent standard equipment make it a popular choice. However, if you want more space or speed, there are better alternatives. We would choose the mid-range design trim with the 2.0-litre hybrid motor if that isn't a big deal to you and you like its quirky style. Performance and driving comfort. The CHR is sporty without being overly hard on bumps, but it isn't the most refined at highway speeds. In town, the CHR's seating position isn't quite as high as in a Peugeot 3008, but there are two small triangular windows at the base of the pillars that help give you a commanding view out. The CHR exudes a laid-back atmosphere in the city thanks to its well-balanced controls and smooth CVT automatic transmission. The Icon's base model comes standard with 17-inch wheels, while the Design and Excel models come standard with 18-inch wheels. Regardless of which option you choose, the ride quality is adequate for most road surfaces. The sportier 19-inch wheels on the GR Sport do make the ride a little rougher. The narrow rear pillars and small rear window, which work against you when you reverse into parking spaces, are even more concerning. Fortunately, a rear-view camera and front and rear parking sensors are standard features on all trims. Rear cross-traffic alert and blind spot monitoring are also included in the Excel trim. The self-charging hybrid engines can travel short distances on electric power, but you'll need to be careful when you press the accelerator to keep the gasoline engine from starting. At highway speeds, the CHR feels stable and has sufficient power for overtaking, especially with a larger engine. However, when pushed, both power units become quite loud, which is a common problem in automobiles with CVT automatic gearboxes. In this instance, the tire and wind noise, which accompany motorway travels frequently, slightly drown it out. A Peugeot 3008 or VW Tiguan provides a more refined driving experience, whereas the CHR comes equipped with numerous driver assistance features to alleviate fatigue on longer journeys. The Toyota CHR offers a satisfyingly sporty driving experience on a twisty road. It has good grip, there isn't a lot of lean in fast corners, and the ride isn't too hard either. Although it is not quite as enjoyable as the seated Tekka, it is slightly more engaging than the majority of SUVs in its class. Practicality and space. The CHR has a great driving position, but its cool, sloping roofline restricts headroom and boot space for rear passengers. The front seats are comfortable and supportive, and they can be adjusted to fit most shapes and sizes. However, when climbing into the CHR, passengers who are taller may find that they hit the grab handle that is mounted on the roof. The driver has power adjustable lumbar support, and both front seats are heated. The ample glove box or central storage bin provides ample storage space, allowing you to conceal items from view. Some large bottles can fit in the door bins, and the cup holders between the front seats can hold the biggest coffee cups. Your phone and other loose items will fit in a tray located in front of the gear lever. Space in the back seats, especially for tall passengers, can be constricted by the car's angled roofline and narrow rear windows. However, there is sufficient width to accommodate 3 adults comfortably, as long as they are not beanpoles, and there is adequate leg and knee room. Although the ISOFIX mounting points are clearly marked, fitting a seat into them can be difficult due to the low roofline and the fact that the rear doors don't open very far. In addition to the front seat back pockets for your tablet, the rear doors feature 2 shallow cup holders. There is no CHR model with a folding center armrest. Space in the trunk. The CHR's trunk space is comparable to that of a conventional hatchback, but it is significantly less than that of other small SUVs. With the seats in place in the rear, you get 377 liters. It is even more difficult to load larger items into it due to the large loading lip, narrow opening, and lack of an adjustable boot floor. The boot space is increased to 924 liters when the rear seats fold down 60/40. In comparison to the majority of alternatives, this also pales.